Hey guys, welcome to Friggin Toys, the only YouTube channel to feature both me and this glove. So I'm not going to do an unboxing today, instead I'm going to show you how to make a really simple Joker bust out of basically clay and paint is all you're going to need. Now a lot of YouTube tutorials, they start off real simple but then they get crazy. It's like stuff either I can't afford or I can't find or just basically it's too hard. I wanted to keep this one really simple. Anyway, so here we go. So basically this clay that I bought, it's just an air dry clay. So you just, once you're done, you just leave it out for a couple of days. There's no oven drying or anything like that. And it was really cheap. It was like $15 for the packet that you can see there. And for this sculpt, you only need like a third of that. So depending on where you're from, you might even be able to get it cheaper if it comes in smaller packets. Anyway, the first thing I started making was the body of the Joker. Now, you might notice the neck is really long and slender because I like to sculpt the hair, the body and the head separately. So when I attach the head, a lot of the neck will kind of join up to the head and it'll make it more of a proper, not weird looking size. But anyway, that's why the neck's so weird looking. Once I was happy with the size of the body, I started cutting out the details of the body, like the collar and stuff. I like to add that separately and then kind of flatten it out. It just gives it a lot more texture if you, instead of sculpting from the body, I like to attach that, like the tie and the collar. This Joker that I'm making, this isn't actually based on any one specific Joker from any comic or movie. I'm just kind of adding stuff I like from different things. So kind of like the clothes from The Dark Knight, but I like the hair from the New 52 Joker. I like the face from some of the older comics. So it's just kind of, I'm mixing and matching bits that I like the best. So anyway, you can see that I'm starting to add some detail to the body. I just used the smooth end of a paintbrush to kind of add some creases and stuff for where the jacket's got to drape and hang. Now you can buy, I don't have proper clay sculpting tools. I kind of think that in many cases, for simple stuff like this, it's a waste of money. You can just get a scalpel and a paintbrush or a pen lid. Pretty much anything will do the job for simple stuff like this. Anyway, so that's pretty much the body done and it's time to move on to the head. Now, I think the Joker, it kind of works best if his body dimensions are a little bit off. So if the head's a little bit too big for the body or if his shoulders are a bit too big, this adds to the kind of craziness, the off-putting effect. So I made his head a weird size for his body. You can see as I attach it there, it's kind of some of the neck is going in and it doesn't look so weird. And then I just started sculpting the head. Now it's the same with the hair. I was just rolling really long strands and then sticking them to the top of the head. Now they don't look too good now, but with lots and lots of creases in there, when you add the paint later and the black gets in those creases, it really brings out the hair. It's hard to see now that it's all white, but you'll see that later in the paint. I did some of the same methods where I kind of rolled out bits and added them, the bits I wanted to stick out, like the lips. But a lot of the other stuff I just started sculpted in. Now the eyes, I didn't actually sculpt the eyes because that'll all be added with paint. But you can see that's pretty much the sculpt is all done. Now yours might look different depending on what you like, but that's pretty much it. And then it's done, so it's time to leave the sucker to dry. Boom, now it's time for some painting. Now I didn't add a primer to this because I've found in the past that this clay actually takes paint pretty well. You might want to add a primer or like a black undercoat or something. I didn't, I don't care, I'm not your dad. You can do what you want. Anyway, first thing I started painting was the body. I had a really deep purple for that jacket and kind of different shades of pinks and greens for the clothes. As I said, I'm not basing it exactly off any one Joker, so I've had a bit of liberty with colors and stuff. If you're making a specific type of Joker, you're obviously gonna have to look that stuff up. I don't care, do what you want. Anyway, so I did the clothes, then I moved on to the skin and I moved on to the face. I started to add, you might be able to see that as I'm adding the paint, it still doesn't look too good. It's really when that black wash comes in at the end and it gets in all the creases, really gonna bring out a lot of the sculpting. Going through there, painting, boring. Anyway, starting to add some of the black wash there. So you can see that the black really gets in. Now that black wash that I'm using, that's actually from like tabletop games, but you can just use a normal acrylic black paint and just water it down a lot. It still pretty much does the same job. If you do have a black wash though, that would be better. But you can see that it gets into those creases. It really brings out the detail on the figure. At the very end, I also did, now this might be something you don't have, but I added like this matte finish over at the top, and I found that this clay actually, if you brush too hard, it can actually, small like details can break off. So this just kind of held it all in. It really does give it a quite cool effect as well, makes it a little bit shinier, and that's be done. So that's what the figure looks like, front, back, sides, all different angles. It's pretty much done. Now, as I said at the start, this, if you spent more time in it or spent some more money on different tools, yeah, you could make this look a lot better, but I wanted to keep this real simple. I wanted to keep it stuff that you could do a couple of hours work in a weekend if you really put your mind to it. And that's it, that's the end of the video. Please click like if you like the Joker, and Love you.